Jack Pigeon, I presume?
There should be a CPA in there after the name somewhere.
We're sending you on a quest to find the Fountain of Knowledge. You must get to it before the Weirdbeard the pirate.
Weirdbeard?
We need you to get information about OCBOA.
Could this quest be undertaken in 3D?
Absolutely not! We can't afford to fund that kind of quest. And besides, it always looks funny. The colors are too dark, and the glasses are annoying to wear.
Arr!
No, Captain. This quest will actually be in PG-13, not R. It's not in 3D, so ignore the message at the bottom of your screen. Captain Weirdbeard, the crew is assembled.
Listen up, you landlubbers. We're setting out on a serious quest. We must reach the Fountain of Knowledge before Captain Jack Pigeon does.
But Captain, how will we do that?
Well, daughter, you see, any basis of accounting must have a framework that has 4 major issues: recognition, measurement, presentation, and disclosure.
Captain, what elements are necessary before something can be recognized?
Well, first, it has to meet the definition of something that belongs in financial statements. Second, it must be measurable. Third, it must be relevant. And lastly, it must be reliable.
Captain, look!
What is it?
I think it's the Flying Dutchman.
Yeah, I must get back to my tulips. While on the ride, please remain seated with your arms and legs inside the boat. There will be no eating, drinking, or flash photography. Bring it on. Yep. Oh, that's good. On your way. Okay, yes. Up, hold up. I saw a camera. So, on. Up there, that's okay, there we go. It's just, that's not digital. Let me begin by pointing out that SAS 62 gives four categories of OCBOA: income tax basis, cash and modified cash, regulatory accounting, and the basis with a definite set of criteria.
Say, can you give me a hand?
No problem.
However, the compilation and review guidance under SARS 19 only originally gives us 3. It simply splits the cash and modified cash into 2 different categories and does not include the basis with a definite set of criteria. Are there any questions? I bet this looks good in 3D. Pretty cool.
Captain, it's not in 3D. Captain, what about those items that don't fall into any of those categories?
Well, those would be considered gap with departures, and that's very, very bad.
Oh, this is really cool in 3D.
It's so realistic.
Oh, nice, they're sizzling.
Fool, didn't you read the warning on the glasses? It says they're not supposed to be used as sunglasses.
You idiots! It's not really in 3D anyway! Take off those stupid glasses and get back to work!
Crew, we've got to get a little clarification on the differences between cash, modified cash, and income tax basis. Perhaps we can find some information in this cave.
Capitan, there are zombies coming out of the cave.
I have no idea why they put zombies in a pirate movie, but let's go with it. In any case, they certainly need some direction. First, the cash basis. Everything is purely on cash receipts and disbursements, nothing else. In other words, we don't recognize a revenue until we receive it, and we don't recognize an expense until we pay it. And that's really all there is to it.
And I suppose, Captain, that under the income tax basis, we basically made it look like the income tax return.
Correct you are, but there are a few issues which have to be dealt with there.
They don't seem to be getting it. I don't see how we'll ever be able to explain modified cash.
Let me try a different method. Please, have a seat, my zombie friends. Just sit down, right where you are. Good. Bring me my PowerPoint presentation. Alright, zombies, listen up. This is how it goes. Basically, modified cash is similar to cash, but with a few modifications. Now, the catch is that all the modifications must have substantial support. This means that they are basically like an accrual basis item, and they certainly cannot be illogical.
Look, Captain, they're not zombies at all. They're accountants.
That's funny. Continuing edge usually turns them into zombies.
Captain Pigeon, Mr. Smith at your service, sir.
Mr. Smith, eh? I once knew a pirate with a wooden leg named Smith.
What was the name of his other leg?
Tell me again why we're out here in the waters of this jungle.
Because I found out that Captain Jack Pigeon has recently acquired the assistance of some zombie accountants, and there's no way that I can beat him to the fountain of knowledge unless I can get the mermaids to help me.
So exactly how will you find a mermaid in this jungle stream?
Not to worry, my dear. I've got PPS.
A PPS?
Oh, that's right. Pirate Positioning System. And I've programmed it to take me to the mermaids.
But I think we just made a wrong turn.
Recalculating.
Now, you see, one of the things we've got to do is prevent Jack from learning about the important disclosures for OCBOA.
But I didn't think disclosures were required for OCBOA.
Not true, my dear. Disclosures are just as important as they are for GAAP. In fact, the only real-time savings in OCBOA is in the measurement aspect.
So if something exists in the financial statements that you would also find in a GAAP statement, then you should have a similar disclosure?
Precisely! Aye, that be the song of the mermaids!
What can we do for you?
Aye, those be the ugliest mermaids I've ever seen.
Merman! Merman!
Whatever! Just help me find the fountain of knowledge!
Okay, big guy.
We've got to hurry. I've gotten word that Weirdbit has enlisted the help of the mermaids.
Merman! Merman!
Oh yes, well, with their help, he'll know just where to find the Fountain of Knowledge.
But Captain, haven't we acquired enough knowledge about OCBOA already?
We still need to learn about what appropriate titles are in OCBOA statements.
Let's throw in a coin and make a wish for luck to find them.
Oh, here's an appropriate title. Let's go.
Hurry, hurry! Oh, here's an appropriate title.
You know, life's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Look, Captain, another appropriate title.
And look at the water on that fountain. I bet it looks great in 3D.
Hi, Captain, it's not in 3D.
Arrgh.
Look! Here is another appropriate title. Let's go!
Wait a second, Father. Stand right there. I want to take a picture.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh. The race is over, and I've won!
Not so fast, Weirdbeard. Wow! I'll bet that looked good in 3D.
Aye, Captain, it's not in 3D.
You missed, Jack. I'll drink from this fountain, and then you'll never be able to understand the rest of what you need to know for OCBOA statements.
But I believe we have everything we need already.
Ah, but what about reviews and audits of OCBOA statements?
Aye, Captain. I didn't know you could do that.
Actually, you can. And it's not as difficult as you might think, Weirdbeard. You just essentially change reports and titling appropriately. Other than that, the modifications are minor.
Whatever, Jack. I'm going to drink from the fountain anyway.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. Now I know that looked really good in 3D.
Captain, how many times do I have to tell you it's not in 3D? Captain, look at Weirdbeard.
Father, what happened to you?
Oh, my eyes have been opened, my dear. I'm a new man now. And I know everything I need to be the best accountant in the 7 seas.
Aye, this is more dangerous than I thought. We've got to get rid of that fountain. If the powers that be get hold of this, there'll be no more need for continuing education for anyone ever again. And that will put some CPE providers I know out of business.
Please remember to recycle your 3D glasses.
It's not in 3D!